What's going on? Let's talk a little bit here, man. Let's talk, man. When I started in food service back in 2016, I started as a driver helper. And I used to hear all these rumors from like the senior guys. And even my supervisor was like, what's going on, man? Not much. You married? Yeah, I'm married. Got kids, little kids. At the time they were little, Really? Okay. They'd be like, well, how long you been married? I tell them, I'm like, where's this going from? And I used to hear this from a bunch of senior guys. Until I ran across this one guy, he's a senior guy, rode with him. He asked, we were talking. I was like, yo, man, what's this thing where everybody's asking, are you married? Do you got kids? And, I just, no one has really got to the bottom of it. I'm like, and he's like, well, young blood. He's like, how old you is? At the time I was 34. I'm 34, wife, 5 kids. And so he's like, how's your marriage? I'm like, well, as far as I know, good. We got married, He said, the reason why a lot of guys are asking if you got a family is because we have seen so many guys lose their marriage working here. And I'm like, but it's not an OTR company. You're home at least every night, or maybe the next night, or whatever the case is. Like, I can see that for an OTR driver because they're gone, weeks and weeks, maybe months. But you telling me local? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He said, you gotta think about it. Right now, we're working. At that time, I think it was like 10 o'clock at night. It's 10 o'clock at night. He said, have you talked to your wife? I said, yeah. She in bed. She had to work tomorrow. Right. So we're working. We're going to work probably back about 6 in the morning. So what do you think? What are you saying to yourself? When a person asks you, hey, you talk to your wife? Yeah, she going to bed because she got to go to work. A lot of guys have found out that when they're going on their routes for the evening, their wives are not really in bed. They're out there messing around. And especially if you have older kids that can stay home by themselves, or maybe your kids are grown and out the house and it's just you and her living there, and Monday through Friday you are on the road at night making deliveries, even though you're going to be back home the next morning. And I was like, wow. So he was like, that's why a lot of guys are asking, are you married? And, do you have kids? Because we have seen a bunch of guys lose their marriage, their family, over working here. Because, yeah, granted, we don't do over the road, but we do have some long routes that are 18, 24 hours out, you're gone or whatnot. But for the most part, you're coming in between 2 and 8 o'clock p.m. and you're working until you're done. If you come in at 8 o'clock p.m., most likely you're going to be gone, and you might be back 8, 9 o'clock the next morning. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then it's like, the more you hustle, the more you work, the more money you make. So if you don't have a strong woman by your side, you can possibly lose your family. So he was like, I know you coming in, you're a helper right now, so you're gonna only be gone no more than 10 hours. But if you're thinking about getting your license and you're gonna be on the extra board, which you might go to Miami some days, you might have to go to Georgia, Key West, Alabama, you might want to think twice about it. If you feel that your wife ain't gonna be faithful, and you feel that if you find out your wife is being unfaithful, that it's gonna tear you apart, this job ain't for you. But if you about getting that money, getting that bag, hey man, you gonna jump from truck to truck, you gonna work hard, you gotta do what you gotta do by any means necessary. Or if you know you got that right woman, hey, you good to go. But He said that's why a lot of things, and it's crazy because I've heard so many rumors of guys losing their family because of this. And then, you can't always hear about the rumors, but I've talked to a couple of gentlemen themselves that have told me, yeah, man, when I started here, man, everything was good that I thought. Now, me and my woman, we no longer together. I'm paying child support, alimony. She was good at first because we got out of debt. Paid everything off. I was making stupid money. But when I seen the money coming in, but we'd never seen this type of money, I grind even harder, working sometimes 6 days and maybe going out of town to help out for a couple months. But she couldn't handle it, so she left me. And I heard that from a couple guys. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You with this woman, she know this is your livelihood. You didn't go to college. You went to trade school, got your CDL. She knows this is your livelihood. It's either me work local, food service, or do OTR where I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks to a month, maybe 2 months to make ends meet. And it's like, man, like I know I heard of a guy, been with the company 18 years. He travel a lot to go to other DCs to help out, and come find out his wife was stepping out, and I'm like, man, this crazy. This is crazy. So I'm here to tell anybody, whether if you're in this game or you're not, well, if you're in this game and you've been in it for a while, hey, you shouldn't even worry. But if you want to get into this game, the food service side, get your CDL, you want to get into it, just note, if you married or you're in a relationship, just note, if your woman, your man, your husband, whatever you got is not strong, you could potentially lose that person. Because once you get into this food service game and you realize the amount of money you can make, whether if you're staying locally, and when I mean locally, maybe, doing routes surrounding your state, or maybe you might go as further as one other state or whatnot, or you find out that, hey, I can travel for 6 months and make 3-4 times as much money. I'm about to do that. And if you know that's what you want to do, and you know that your husband, your wife, or whatever is not going to be okay with that, and you know that's what you want to do to get ahead in life, because you got a plan. Maybe you got a plan to come and get this money, then get your own truck, or start any kind of side of business. And if you have any doubt that she gonna step out on you, you might want to reconsider getting into the food service, or even getting into trucking period. Because if you get into trucking, you gotta do OTR. A lot of these companies do 3-4 weeks out, and you only get 4 days home. So if you got to think 24/7, man, she ain't answering the phone, man. Oh, man, I ain't talked to her. What is she doing? Oh, my gosh, what the heck? Oh, man, I've rolled with guys like that in the truck where, they're texting, they're looking at their Ring camera, they're calling, she didn't answer. Oh, my gosh, pull up to the stop, and they texting again, they calling again. Like, dude, bro, you all right? Man, she ain't answering. Like, dude, it's 2:30 in the morning. You think she gonna keep answering? So, like I say, if you're concerned about your woman cheating, don't get into the space. Don't get into the game. All right? Y'all take it easy. Peace.